FastCast, Crazy Blonde Jeremy edition. So this is the moment where it will become shockingly obvious that I record and post these in different orders. So I am bleached. It's actually only the first step. In fact, I think this is probably going to be the only FastCast with my hair like this. I'm dyeing it red for a convention, and I'm in between the bleaching and the dyeing phases. So let's talk Cars 3. Cars 1, not as bad as people try to make it out to be. It's actually a nice, touching little story. Cars 2 is far worse than it had any right to be. I think I've talked about what a terrible experience I had with taking my kids to see Cars 2, but that's neither here nor there. Cars 3 was Pixar trying to sort of get the car back on the track, as it were. Rather than focus on Mater, the dumbest character in the entire franchise, they're getting back to the racing. And this story is about getting older. Lightning McQueen sort of starting to get usurped by some of the new racers coming out, and how he deals with that. Now, when my son saw it, he's like, I think it might be just a little bit better, or at least the same as the first one. I don't know that I would go that far. I think it's pretty good. It's like head and shoulders better than the second one. But I don't think it's better than the first one, although I think what it tries to do is more lofty than the first one. Which, unfortunately, I think is some of the reasons why it doesn't do as well. Because I think while the first one told a story of don't be so selfish, stop being such an ass, the third one is telling a much more complex story of how do you let yourself be okay with moving on when a certain part of your life is you've done all you can do. How do you let yourself be okay to move on to whatever the next phase of your life is? That is a much harder message to cram into a children's movie. I think they do a great job. It's hard to figure out who the villain is, which I think is interesting. You know, in the first one, you know, there were his rivals that he was racing with. It was easy to be like, well, you want him to beat those guys. And then in some ways it was like, he is his own worst enemy because he, you know, tries to do everything himself and needs to realize that he needs to work together with people. But in this one, first you're thinking like, oh, is the guy who wants him to retire the bad guy? The new young racer is the bad guy. And so the conflict is not quite as cut and dry. I mean, yes, he doesn't want to have to give up his titles to the new young racers, but that doesn't necessarily make them the bad guys. They're just racers. So all in all, it was solid. I really did enjoy it quite a bit. All three of my kids liked it. But then again, I do think that my 6-year-old might have been a little bit lost, and actually my 11-year-old admitted to falling asleep in the middle. Which to me does not speak to the quality of the film. It speaks to the fact that it got quieter in the middle to tell a more complex story, and I think maybe if that's not what you were expecting, what are you gonna do? So that's Cars 3. I think I would give it an A-. FastCast Movies. See ya! Hey, thanks for watching the FastCast. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mr. J Handle, and check back because I do this a couple times every week. FastCast!